Hi everyone! Bach begins this work in the right hand with a figure constructed around the descent from the first to third degrees of the work's tonic key D minor. Over tonic D minor harmony, after the figure's initial D note, two passing notes move to A, D minor's fifth degree, before a B flat escape note then moves to F, D minor's third. A G passing note then connects the F to A, the root note of underlying A dominant seventh harmony. Like the earlier A, this one also initially moves to B flat, now sounding as an incomplete upper neighbour note suffix, before being left by leap, now to G, the seventh of A dominant seventh harmony. The final F then anticipates the third of tonic D minor harmony. In the following bar, Bach uses the same figure in the left hand. Because this bar's harmony is the same as the first, the figure's harmony and non-harmony note combination is the same. In the right hand, however, Bach includes a 4-3 suspension over the dominant 7th chord. In bar 3, the same figure, again in the right hand, now moves between D minor's 5th and sharpened 7th degrees. The figure's harmony and non-harmony note combination is also changed, with its initial A now sounding as the 5th of tonic D minor harmony, connected by a single passing note to F, D minor's 3rd. F is then prolonged by an E lower neighbour note, with D minor's first degree then approached by an incomplete lower neighbour note prefix. The harmony in the bar's second half consists of two chords, a first inversion E diminished supertonic triad, which moves through a secondary first inversion E dominant 7th chord to A dominant 7th harmony in the beginning of the following bar. Over the supertonic and secondary dominant chords, the figure moves from this E, the root note of E diminished supertonic harmony, to F, sounding as an incomplete upper neighbour note suffix, before leaping to D, the 7th of E dominant 7th harmony. The third of the following A dominant 7th chord is then anticipated by the figure's final note. Over A dominant 7th harmony, Bach uses this fragment of the figure, the initial B note of which sounds as an incomplete upper neighbour note prefix to the following A. Over D minor harmony on the bar's second quarter note beat, sounding over an A pedal, Bach delays the resolution of the raised leading note, which is decorated by a leap to A. D minor harmony is here used as a pivot into the key of A minor, with A minor's tonic harmony then occupying the remainder of the bar. Bach now uses the figure in the left hand, moving between A minor's first and third degrees. Because this figure has the same relationship to A minor as its earlier use had to the key of D minor, its combination of harmony and non-harmony notes is the same. Over this figure in the right hand, however, Bach includes two 4-3 suspensions. Here also, over first inversion tonic A minor harmony, a 7-6 suspension is used, delaying the resolution of E dominant 7th harmony's 5th degree. Bach also obscures the resolution of the E dominant's 3rd degree, which moves through an F-sharp passing note to E, connecting it to the other inner part. On the final 8th note beat of this bar, Bach uses D minor harmony, sounding again as a pivot back into that key. For the remainder of the work, Bach refrains from using the complete figure, using instead fragments of its structure, especially its initial 3/16th note descent. Here, for example, the 3-note fragment is used in its normal form as well as an inversion. Moving into the key of D minor, Bach here begins a 2-5-1 cadence using E minor supertonic 7th harmony, the third of which is delayed by a 4-3 suspension in the right hand. E minor's 3rd and root note are then prolonged by F notes, respectively sounding as lower and upper neighbour notes. Over the 5-1 chords of the cadence, Bach uses these common Baroque figures, which connect the chords root and 3rd degrees with passing notes. In the following bar, Bach begins with E half diminished 7th supertonic harmony, the root note of which is delayed by this figure, which prolongs an F note and includes an incomplete upper neighbour note prefix to the supertonic's 3rd degree. The 7th degree of supertonic harmony is also prolonged by this lower neighbour note. The root note of the following A dominant 7th chord begins a dominant pedal in the lowest part, over which Bach includes here D minor harmony, the doubled 5th degree of which is prolonged by a G sharp chromatic lower neighbour note. In the following bar, Bach uses a secondary E dominant 7th chord, resolving to A dominant 7th harmony. The E dominant 7th chord's root note is delayed by this 7/6 suspension, and its 7th degree D is prolonged over the following A dominant 7th harmony, initially by this figure consisting of an incomplete upper neighbour note suffix to E. D then resolves as a 4/3 suspension to the 3rd degree of A dominant 7th harmony. Here also, passing notes connect A dominant 7th harmony's 7th and 3rd degrees to its 5th. Beginning the following bar, secondary D dominant 7th harmony, the root note of which creates a tonic pedal, resolves to a G minor subdominant chord. Over the secondary D dominant chord, Bach again uses a fragment of the figure, the first note of which, as with the same usage in this bar, sounds as an incomplete upper neighbour note prefix. G minor's root note is also prolonged here with a chromatic lower neighbour note prefix. Bach then cadences using C sharp leading note diminished 7th harmony, moving to a notated D minor chord, which in performance would typically become major through inclusion of a picardy third. Bach also includes over leading note harmony a final reference to the figure fragment, which here includes an A passing note. I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. See you next time.